Hey, this is David Crone with HorseRacingNation.com. What we're going to do right now is talk about the Belmont Stakes a little bit. Still a couple weeks out from it. Third leg of the Triple Crown. This year, we do not have the winner of the Kentucky Derby and Super Saver or the Preakness, and looking at Lucky coming to the Belmont. A bit of an oddity. It happens every once in a while, not often. The Belmont is really a specialist race. A mile-and-a-half race, these just don't happen that often at the top level of thoroughbred racing. So the Belmont Stakes has a history of kind of wacky results. Horses like Sarava, horses like, that kind of come out of nowhere and win this race. That happens every once in a while. It's just a tough race. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to kind of look at a couple of the main favorites for the race. Obviously, the two horses that are being talked about the most right now are two horses that a lot of people think ran huge races in defeat in the first two legs of the Triple Crown. I'm talking about Icebox and First Dude. Now, First Dude ran a big second in the Preakness. He became a horse that a lot of people are talking about for the Belmont in that effort. It was a really good race. He set the pace. He went very, very quick. He went 46-2 for the opening half mile in the Preakness. Ends up hanging around, looking at Lucky in that final eighth of a mile. He came up just a little bit short in the final 16th of a mile, looking at Lucky, kind of powered away a little bit. It was a huge effort from First Dude. It was a really, really big effort. The question with him is going to be, can he really get the mile-and-a-half? A son of Stephen Got Even out of a Smart Strike mare named Run Sarah Run. There's not a ton of stamina in the pedigree. And one thing we've seen in the past is the Belmont Stakes is a race where pedigree really, really matters. Now, in my opinion, pedigree in the Derby gets talked about so much, and it's kind of a little bit overstated. You see a lot of horses with miler-type pedigrees get the Derby distance. I'm talking horses like Smarty Jones. Smarty Jones, son of Elusive Quality, out of a mare by Smile, who was a sprinter. Elusive Quality, of course, was a top-notch miler. And Smarty Jones, even though I don't think he was really bred to go 10 furlongs, he got 10 furlongs. Horses seem to be able to get that distance, even if they are really bred to be milers. But you've seen a lot of these horses get to the Belmont, and really that distance proved to be too tough for them. Horses like the Smarty Jones. It's hard to say Big Brown, it was distance related. He just looked awful in the Belmont. And if there's one horse that's going to get the distance, it's the other horse that's going to be talked about for favoritism here, Icebox. Icebox has tons of stamina in his pedigree. Icebox is a son of Pulpit out of a mare by Tabasco Cat. Of course, Pulpit is by AP Indy. So AP Indy and Tabasco Cat, the two grandfathers, the grandsires of Icebox, are both Belmont Stakes winners. AP Indy and Tabasco Cat both won the Belmont Stakes. And Icebox is also out of a mare named Spice Island. Spice Island won graded stakes going 12 furlongs on the turf. She won the Long Island Handicap. She won the Dowager. This was a filly that could definitely go a mile-and-a-half. I mean, Icebox, top and bottom, bred to get the mile-and-a-half distance. He looks like he's going to be very tough in here. The big question is going to be, will he get enough pace? Because there does not appear to be a lot of pace in this race from the early horses that are being talked about pointing to the Belmont. Now, the other horses that are probably going to take a lot of money include a horse like Flydown. Flydown was unbelievably impressive in the Dwyer Stakes, winning by 6 lengths, just absolutely galloped on that field, beat Drosselmeyer, who people expected to win that race easily. Drosselmeyer is back in the Belmont, but it's really hard to like him compared to Flydown. Flydown by Mineshaft seems to have some pedigree to get the mile-and-a-half, and that's going to be a big, big key here. Plus, he seems to have enough tactical speed to put himself into it early. Some other horses, you've got a horse like Make Music for Me, who's probably going to take a lot of money, was closing late in the Derby. He's the son of Bernstein out of a Carson City mare. He probably loved the slop. I really don't think that horse is going to be able to get a mile-and-a-half. I don't think Make Music for Me is a real legitimate contender here. You got some other horses in here. A horse like Game On Dude will probably take some money out of the Lone Star Derby. I'm not really that sold on him off of one big effort. You've got a Stately Victor in here, another horse that is an out-of-the-clouds closer that ran pretty average in the Derby. And even a horse like an Uptown Charlie Brown will take a little money. But, really on paper, the horse that seems to have the pedigree is Icebox. And the horse that seems to be getting hot coming into this race is Flydown. Those are the two that seem to be the hottest two prospects to me right now, along with First Dude, who might have some distance limitations. So it's going to be an interesting couple weeks heading up to the Belmont. Mile and a half, third leg of the Triple Crown. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun one. Stick with HorseRacingNation.com for all kinds of news and updates. And make sure you follow us, and we'll see you soon.